Ho ho ho! Welcome back to this Christmas season. Just like some of you, some of these movies are gonna be naughty and some of these movies are gonna be nice. So sit back, relax, and enjoy these movies.
Yeah, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Underdog Views and I'm back at this, I'll explain later. But I watched the movie Christmas Shoes. This is with Rob Lowe, he's also on the poster, nice to see him again. Yes, I wasn't here for the last 4 days because I was sick. Last Friday I was sick. Oh jeez, this just look right. I was sick. Yep. As in, I slept a lot that day. Yeah, and I never sleep during daylight. I never sleep then. So when it's daylight outside, in the middle of the day I don't sleep. Well, I fall asleep on the couch in the evenings, but that's different. But I went to bed here around 4, maybe something like that, or earlier. And in the afternoon, and came out bed like around 7 or something like that. So I slept for 3 hours. But I was so that's why I didn't watch movies, because I didn't feel like watching some movies while being so sick. So we're going to start up again, try to continue with the movies that were planned. The movies that we missed out on, which are two or three movies that we missed out on. Will all be transferred to next year's December, so don't worry about those movies. I know you don't know which movies those were, but were planned to watch. But hey, I know, and now you know that they will be transplanted to next year. So don't worry about that. Recommend some Christmas movies here that we can watch over the next few years. Otherwise, we have to watch more of these kind of Hallmark kind of movies like this one, and I don't want that. Well, some can be fun, some can be shit, and this one was definitely not one of the fun ones. Even though Rob Lowe was in this movie, and I like Rob Lowe, he is a good actor. I've seen also the Comedy Central roast of Rob Lowe. I think there was one of him. Which was also very fun, and obviously we've seen him in Austin Powers as number one. So if you have seen my Austin Powers review, go watch it. I've seen it multiple times, so it's not the first time I watched it, but I have a playlist, so you can watch it there. And if you just looking for other things, from me, I've also a second channel on the Eats, where I do food trends every week. Also on Tap also an alcohol, link down below in the description, or Underdog Reacts, where we do primarily music, link down below in the description. Luckily, I still upload it for Underdog Eats, because I pre-filmed those videos. The most videos that you will see on that channel, except for this month, the food videos and for the guide note, those are brand new, filmed this year, but maybe in August, and the last video that you will get will be filmed pretty recently. But the other food videos are basically a year old, so and they're shorts, so they're under 3 minutes, so go check them out. But yeah, the Christmas shoes. This is a kind of, it's not really a franchise. Well, not really. It probably doesn't go in on each other, but this is the Christmas Shoes is part of, I don't know how many movies it were, 5 or 6 movies that were all based what I've read, there are books from the Christmas Shoes, the Christmas Hope, the Christmas Secret, the Christmas Note. Yeah, it's all from, I think, some woman, whatever her name is, she wrote those books and they made movies from them, and we're gonna watch those movies this week. So if you want to see these movies, subscribe to the channel. But I can tell you they felt very Hallmark-ish, as in very basic, with, well, that's one of my things. It doesn't have a lot of pizzazz. This movie, when I watched the movie, we were for 40 minutes in, and I didn't feel like, well, this movie is something. Even we had the famous actor. It's more like, yeah, I see it, but the movie didn't have the pizzazz. But they did get me, so I will tell you a bit about that later. But let's first start with the movie, shall we? We're up at the kind of opening, and we're looking half down on it, and we see some headstones. So I think we're on a graveyard. We see a car, there's a tree, and there's a kind of we see that the car is driving there, and we see a silver car, driving up, coming from come from the side, and then with a bow, it comes driving up, and it parks, and we look down at the front shield, and we can see the person moving inside, but we don't see who is inside until the person comes outside, and it's Rob Lowe. But I don't know what his name is actually in this movie. Robert. I think his name is Robert, which is very funny. Robert Layton. I think that's him. So he's coming out, and he's looking, and he closes the door, and he walks around the car, and we then see him carrying a Christmas wreath. So he's walking, and we see more headstones, and we see a guy standing there with a bat on, from the Red Sox. The Boston Red Sox, and he walks past the 2 headstones maybe further. He stops, and the guy, after they made a greeting, they have a very small talk, and after that mini small talk, Rob Lowe turns around and goes further to to the grave, goes on one knee and lays the Christmas wreath at the grave, I think, of his wife. I think, I don't know for sure. But we can leave it at that, because if you want to know what's happening next, watch the movie yourself. But like I said at the beginning, something did get me, and the thing that got me, there was a scene where there was a boy also in there, Nathan, and his mother Maggie had bad heart. She needs a heart transplant, and he woke up in the middle of the night, and he went to her room, and he laid his head on her chest to hear if her heart was still beating. And when he said that to her, that really got me, that really made me cry. So I gave them credit, for making me cry, but come on, if you see that, that's just fucking sad, and she actually she did got, well, I didn't pay attention, but she was to the hospital, rushed to the hospital because it was time for the donor heart. They finding out the donor heart, and it was from a teenage boy, which started to make me think, a teenage boy, it's a young boy, so that means that he's probably still growing, so the heart should be still growing actually, or be able to grow. To be the size of for adult, but I don't know when the heart stops with growing, in a human. I don't know that. But if it's a smaller heart, it probably has to pump harder for a bigger body, because probably Maggie is probably bigger than that boy was. I don't know how old the teenage boy was before when he died, but it it's big chance that he is not bigger than her. So that heart has to pump harder to keep the blood flowing. So I don't know how realistic it is to put a teenage heart in an adult body. I don't know how possible it is, how plausible. But she didn't get the heart. Because apparently, during some during some tests of the heart, for disease shit, the heart was not during the test, but they found out that the heart was infected by hepatitis B. And her immune system is failing, and the doctor said that this was, with her type of blood, that this was a small window that she maybe missed. Jeez, what a fucking sad movie. Well, yeah, it says it's a drama TV movie. Yeah, it was a drama for sure. Jeez. Yeah, I'm also gonna leave that. Rob Lowe, it was fun to see him again, but overall, this movie was okay. It did get me crying. I have to be honest with that. It did get me crying, but the movie was okay. Yeah, the movie was overall okay. It just lacked some pizzazz. I don't know what it was, but it just lacked some magic, some movie magic. It missed something, but I can't put my finger on it. But it just missed something for me. So I'll give this movie a 3 out of 5. Go watch the movie yourself. Leave likes, recommend a good Christmas movie down below in the comment section, so that we can watch it next year or the week after. Next year or the year after or the year after, as long as we continue this channel. Or recommend a good Rob Lowe movie down below in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe to my second channel, or check it out, my second channel, Underdog Eats, where I do food tricks every week. Like I said, of from time to time, what's a snorkel. On my third channel, Underdog Reacts, where I do primarily music, link down below in the description. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for, was it the Christmas Blessing? Or the Christmas Hope? I think it was Christmas Blessing. It's the second book, I think, of the movie. This was then the first book, and I'm curious what the others will be. Hopefully they will be more fun than this one is. I don't know, we only know by watching the movies ourselves. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that and see you guys next time. Bye. Good to be back. But before I forget, I think tomorrow we're gonna do 2 movies again, and if you love Blackadder, maybe stick around.